Judging you based off your favorite NASCAR driver. If you came up to me and told me that this was your favorite driver, then this will be my first impression of you. Ross Chastain. I doubt you watch more than one race every year. In fact, there's a good chance you've never watched NASCAR at all and only know who Chastain is because of the Martinsville clip. Nothing personal, but I won't really listen to any opinions you have on racing. Austin Cindric. You clearly have absolutely no standards. I would recommend cutting back on the sugars and bathing more often, by the way. Also, I bet you drive a GMC Acadia. Austin Dillon. You probably have the iHeartRadio app downloaded and exclusively listen to the bro country stations. You probably think that wearing plastic cowboy boots and driving brand new Chevy Silverados makes you country AF, but in all likelihood, you have never even been to a ranch. I have very little respect for you. Noah Gregson. There is no doubt in my mind that you listen to Andrew Tate and take every word he says as gospel. You probably think you're edgy for drinking Black Rifle coffee, but in reality you're infinitely more cringe than most Reddit users. I would not leave my teenage daughter alone in a room with you. Kyle Larson. There is a 50% chance that you've been a fan of his ever since he was at Ganassi, in which case congratulations, you made a good pick. I'm happy for you. But for the other 50% of you, you're undoubtedly racist. Brad Keselowski. You somehow manage to be the smartest person in the room at all times. Your friends may seem like they really like hanging out with you, but in reality, they're ready for you to leave around the 2-hour mark. Justin Haley. Either you are the kind of person who tries to find the most niche corner of any fan base to hide in, or you're just a Fraternal Order of Eagles member. Either way, I am 100% certain that you are a bottom. Kyle Busch. You were without a doubt born after the year 1998 and were probably a very spoiled child. I bet you were also a fan of the Patriots, Lakers, and or Yankees. Chase Elliott. You are clearly a woman, or feminine coded at the very least. I could beat you in arm wrestling. Either that, or you probably don't watch NASCAR at all and just pick the first current driver you could think of off the top of your head. Poor showing. Ty Dillon. You are the most fake person on planet Earth. You probably think having a full liquor cabinet at all times makes you country AF, when it really just makes you an alcoholic. You need help. Professional help. And I'm not talking about the church you never go to. I mean a total psychological evaluation. Please. Do it for your baby mama. Denny Hamlin. You probably have more mental strength than I do. If you can handle even half of what everyone else hurls at you, then you're deserving of respect. You probably know the best meme accounts on Instagram to follow as well. We should hang out. Ryan Blaney. You are certainly a casual racing fan, but didn't want to immediately associate yourself with the largest fan base. Despite this apparent good taste, I'm still not going to take any of your opinions seriously. AJ Allmendinger. You are probably very easy to get along with. I have nothing bad to say about you, other than the fact you may or may not suffer from small dog syndrome. Great taste. Chris Buescher. While there is nothing inherently wrong with being a fan of Chris Buescher, it does mean you know way more about racing than most. There's something about you that you're not letting on. You're hiding something. I'm on to you. Chase Briscoe. There's a chance you were a fan when he was racing dirt, and that is respectable. You are also, however, very used to disappointment. Just like your parents, most likely. Sorry to see. You're allowed to sit at my table, just don't forget your antidepressants. Christopher Bell. You likely do not have any personality to speak of. You're destined to be one of the extras in the grand stage of life. Your friends probably wouldn't notice if you stopped showing up to school. But the good news is you're probably beloved at work for always being, quote, dependable. Josh Berry. You have never had an original thought in your life. You drive everyone in your life crazy because you always bring up all the podcasts you listened to before they were big. Please lose my phone number. Joey Logano. You were probably relentlessly bullied while growing up, and you also probably deserved all of it. The good news is that you grew up to be so mediocre that no one cares enough to bully you anymore. So I guess there really is an upside to everything. Bubba Wallace. There is a slim chance you were a fan of his while he was at KBM. And if you've stuck with him through it all until today, then you got my respect more than even the Hamlin fans. Although in all reality, you became a fan after 2019 and never cared at all about NASCAR before then. In fact, you probably thought it was a non-sport for rednecks. But what would that make you now, huh? Funny that. William Byron. Well, you have slightly better taste than the Elliott fans, you're probably still no more interesting of a person than them. Todd Gilliland. You're a goofy guy, you know that? Just a little goofy goober. Yeah, you're cool. Riley Herbst. I have absolutely no respect for you. Your judgment is horrendous and your taste is even worse. I will not let you within a 20-foot radius of myself or my property. Get out before I call the police. Zane Smith. I'm not convinced any Zane Smith fans exist. You are like the unicorns of sports fans. I cannot form an honest opinion given this lack of substantive evidence. Cole Custer. You are probably a very smug person. I don't respect that very much. I bet you're ever so slightly ahead of most people on the bell curve and it makes you feel very special, but in reality you're just as mediocre and uninspiring as the rest of us. Enjoy the slightly above average test scores though. John Hunter Nemechek. You're trying your best, but can't shake the mean streaks of your past. Your best bet at this point is just leaving town and starting over somewhere else. That being said, you can crash at my house anytime. Eric Jones. You scored in the top 1% in the country on standardized test scores. You are incredibly dependable and multiple people will attest to this. You have phenomenal taste, a transcendent fashion sense, and are ravishingly gorgeous. Are you single? Tyler Reddick. This conversation is over. Goodbye. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. While you're a lovable klutz, it tends more towards the annoying side than it does the wholesome side. In all reality, we just want you to do better. Alex Bowman. You probably deleted your Twitter account and left for Blue Sky. You probably also have difficulty getting and maintaining relationships as well. Regardless, I hope you're in therapy. Cody Ware. You have either been to prison, are in prison, or should be in prison. You probably also know which energy drinks will show up as illicit drugs on P-tests. I respect you, but at an arm's distance. Ty Gibbs. You were your grandma's favorite kid. Sure, she said she loved all her grandchildren equally, but you and her both knew the truth. You also know the P-test information that Cody Ware fans know. Ryan Priest. You are from the Northeast. You also picked the right driver from the Northeast to support, meaning you have great judgment. I would go camping with you any day of the week. Michael McDowell. You have fantastic taste but poor judgment. I will not go drinking with you. You have also gone to church specifically to try and get a date at least once in your life. Carson Hocevar. You give me the creeps. Nothing outwardly gives it away, but you just give off a weird vibe. You should really work on that. Shane Van Gisbergen. You are a total trend rider. You will have a different favorite driver 3 years from now. You probably also have all the latest Apple products. Zero respect from me. Corey LaJoy. You have been through an infinite number of trials and tribulations, and yet you stand tall. The amount of patience that you have cannot be underestimated. The only person in the history of the human race to have ever suffered more than you is Jesus Christ. The world will beg for your mercy. Daniel Suarez. Volverás a casa pronto. Thank you to TJ Arnhold, Adam Pehl, VaporLyfe, JadyLan, Alex Johanning, Chris T, Mutant Turkey, The Angry Irishman, Somebody32, and Simon Maynard for being mega appreciators. Without you, this garbage content would not be possible. I would also appreciate it myself that if you enjoyed this video to leave a like, maybe consider becoming a member, and comment what you say to people when you find out who their favorite driver is.